and your book and, you know, looking into your background, whatever, you have there's an eerie parallel with our Taoiseach in terms of the men you followed into office, the men he's likely to follow out of office, you have already taken out of office. And even the language you're using now, I think could be sitting here talking to our Taoiseach in a year's time, and he was saying, we didn't get the message right, we couldn't communicate it properly. Now, you shadowed Brian Cowen when he was our Chancellor, our Minister for Finance. Did you rate him?
He's a good man, and look, what he did on Northern Ireland and to help with the peace process, I'll certainly not forget. And I think the peace process has moved forward with the devolution of policing and justice.
And as Minister for Finance?
And a settlement. He wasn't for long a Minister of Finance. I mean, I was there for 10 years, but I worked with him very well. But look, the problem is bigger than one individual. And it's bigger than one sort of policy. Okay. And it's a problem that can only be sorted out by governments working together.
Okay, but I want to try and, just for our audience, would be curious to know how you, as the Prime Minister at the time, dealt with and got on with the likes of Brian Cowen, or, for example, Bertie Ahern. How did you get on with Bertie?
Very well with both of them, and they're both very good guys.
Yeah.
Look, as I say, the Irish government's facing trouble because you're having to explain to people that these banks really went out of control.
When Northern Rock, when that was going...
Yeah, Northern Rock was very difficult.
When you saw that story breaking, what went through your head?
That this shouldn't be happening, that this is ridiculous in the modern age, that people are queuing outside banks, trying to get the money out, that people... And you know, when we had to then, we actually did move very quickly, and we effectively semi-nationalised and took over the banks and said, look, we are going to recapitalise you, we're going to take you over because we want to ensure that the banks lend again, that people's savings are protected. But I couldn't condone Northern Rock because Northern Rock were lying to people about what was actually happening, and I say that with caution. They were not telling people the truth about what their true position was. And when companies don't tell the truth about their true position, it is very difficult for the regulators, very, very difficult for them to find out.
Yeah. We have similar problems in this country, as I'm sure you appreciate.
I know.
September 30th, 2008, you found yourself on the phone to the Taoiseach. Why did you call him?
Because I was worried that there was no coordinated European response to this. And in fact, I was on the phone to President Bush, I was on the phone to Sarkozy in France and Angela Merkel, because I was worried that people were just going off in one direction, each was going off in their own direction.
The solo run with the bank guarantee was a concern for you. Were you angry on that phone call?
Not at all. I was worried that we were binding ourselves into a whole series of uncoordinated actions that would actually make things worse. I wasn't complaining about what Ireland had done, but I wanted to see Europe working together.
So you didn't...
And then I was invited to a meeting of the Eurogroup, which we're not a member of, and